Well, I guess to just get right into it, the college football semifinals are here. Game number one on New Year's Day be the Rose Bowl. Alabama currently a 2-point underdog against Michigan. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little surprised that this line has not flipped. I would have thought by now that Alabama would have become a favorite in this game, because it seems like a majority of the prognostications and thoughts and opinions for this game has been that Alabama will win. So, Will, I'll start with you. Like, does it worry you as an Alabama? If you were an Alabama backer, like I am, I like Alabama in the game plus the number. Would it worry you a little bit that the line hasn't flipped the way maybe we thought it might have?
A little bit. I think maybe this is a standalone game. What is this, Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern? The bets probably day of the game start to come in, especially the bigger bets. So I wouldn't be surprised if Monday we saw that movement. It's funny digging into this game. You hope when you spend a little time on a game, you come away with more answers than questions. When I really dug into this game, you come away with more questions than answers, because this is a Michigan team. That whole final weekend, conference championship weekend, everyone was caught up in Florida State, Bama, who should get in, who's going to the playoff. It really got lost that Michigan did not have a play longer than like 15 yards against Iowa on offense. Now you could say maybe, hey, they thought as long as we don't screw this up, we're going to advance. Let's be conservative. Maybe there's something to it, but they have not looked good on offense for a long part of the season here. They're really not battle tested with that schedule. Played Ohio State, played Penn State. Other than that, they really didn't play anybody. And on the other hand, though, Alabama, this is a team that needed the miracle of all miracles to survive against Auburn. So I lean towards, I like Bama. I think Michigan, they don't really see a type of quarterback they're going to see in Milroe in terms of a scrambling quarterback. You don't see that in the Big Ten. Their whole MO is to bully you. It's hard to bully Bama. So I like Bama. I don't tease college usually, but throwing Bama in a teaser to get into 7.5 or 8, I'd love to be sitting there Monday evening, Monday afternoon with Bama plus 7.5, plus 8 in my pocket. I don't know, Sammy, is this anything you bet, or you have a strong feel on one way or another?
When Michigan was 1.5, I did lay money line. I laid minus 120. It's a nervous spot, though. I mean, betting against Nick Saban in this spot, in this round, with all the extra time, is a very precarious situation, as we all know, because this guy, when you give him a month to prepare, he figures out what you do well. But I think Michigan is criminally still, even at 13-0, underrated somehow, because their defense is just loaded with NFL talent. And I think the big key matchup-wise in this game is Michigan's defense against Alabama's offense. And, we go back and look at some of these teams when Bama had Najee Harris and Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, and I don't see that NFL playmaking talent when it comes to receiver and running back at Bama. Yeah, Milroe's gotten better, a lot better over the course of the season, but I don't know that Alabama's going to score. So kind of lean under too. And then there's a reason, guys, that we look at this total, it's 45, and then the other semi is 63.5. I mean, the numbers basically tell us one game's going to be a slugfest and one's going to be a shootout. But I'm going to be betting against Nick Saban, which, again, is rather terrifying. But I thought the game should be 3. Not that power ratings really matter at this point in time, because bowl season is chaotic as ever. Anybody can win this game. Obviously, it's a 1.5-point line. But I am on Michigan just to win.
Oh, sorry, Bear. My concern about Michigan game, guys, is what Will mentioned, lack of explosive plays. They only have 10 explosive plays their last 3 games on offense. That's it, 10. And these are the 3 best defenses they played, right? Penn State, Ohio State, and I guess there was a game in between there, and Iowa. 10, that's it, guys. 1 explosive play against Iowa. Against Alabama, you cannot dink and dunk your way down the field. You cannot go 13-play drive for a touchdown. You're going to make a mistake. Things are going to go poorly. The other side, Sam mentioned it too. It's right. Like Milroe's gotten better, right, as we know. But that offensive line, guys, if they played it against Georgia, they'll be fine against Michigan. It's tough sledding, but they can make enough plays offensively, I think, to win this game. Good. 10 explosive plays in 3 games for Michigan's offense against the 3 best defenses they face. That's my concern. Is Alabama wins this game, 24-20, 17-14, because Michigan cannot score if they cannot generate explosive plays against this defense.
Yeah, a couple of things, Geoff, just to kind of put a little tie on that, to wrap those thoughts. Like, you look at McCarthy, he suffered an ankle injury, and then something else happened right around that Penn State game. So he was kind of playing hurt at the end of the year. So you would hope, if you're a Michigan backer, that the ankle and whatever else was bothering him at the end of the year is healed up over the month or so. Didn't have Roman Wilson for a couple of those games either. Again, then getting him back healthy will be a big deal. But we talked about the Alabama offensive line, the Michigan offensive line. I worry about them without Zach Zinter, because we saw the Alabama front play much better towards the end of the year, and you worry about losing an experienced, really good player like Michigan did in the Ohio State game, how that might affect them. But what Sammy said was really interesting, I thought, too, and because I wondered about that as the year went on, and even into that Iowa game after the Ohio State game, like did we all maybe have a little bit higher of an opinion of Michigan because of their record, and maybe overlook the fact that they didn't play a soul during the early part of the year leading up to that Penn State game? So it really is a very, very fascinating matchup to see what happens here. But yeah, Alabama +2, Michigan under 45. I think that's the way to go. The other thing I was just thinking about here, sitting here, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2017 college football playoff, where Clemson was number 1, Alabama was number 4. Alabama, I think, was a slight favorite in the Sugar Bowl, and they just absolutely smothered the number 1 team in the Sugar Bowl. That was that Kelly Bryant Clemson team. Did nothing. I wonder if we might be in for a little kind of similar type of game next week, where Alabama number 4 does wind up beating number 1, and they do wind up getting to the national championship game. So it's a New Year's Day, that field, those colors, that stadium, it's like a perfect advertisement for college football. The late night game rematch of last year's Alamo Bowl, Texas. And actually, before I get into it, anybody else have anything else to say about the Rose Bowl, or are we good there?
Would you tease it? Did you bet it, Bear?
Would I tease Alabama to 8.5 and under 51 or something?
Maybe,
is that what
maybe
you
no, like Browns tonight down to like 1.5 and Bama up to 8, something like that.
I could see that. Yeah, that's not a bad play. I'm not normally a teaser guy, but I mean, there's no way the Jets are gonna score a bunch of points tonight, especially in bad weather in Cleveland, to be able to really fracture the. I can't see the way I see the Rose Bowl going. I can't see one team really winning by. I can't see Michigan winning by double digits over Alabama. I don't think they're going to be able to score enough to do that. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Geoff, sorry.
So Michigan has lost 6 straight bowl games / playoff games, and for the most part, they have not been close. Now TCU became close to the end there. I mean, how much of this is Jim Harbaugh overthinks these games? And I think he gets a month to prepare. I think he just goes haywire. I think this has happened, at least in my experience, when I play with coaches in bowl games. A month to prepare is too much for some coaches. They over-prepare, they overstress, they put in too many plays, they think of too many things to do, and then they get to game day. And, the game last year, their game plan was atrocious on offense. It was really bad against TCU. How much that plays a role in this? Nick Saban wins these games. He seems more prepared in these moments. And Jim Harbaugh's teams in this moment have not seemed as prepared. Is that anything that you guys take into consideration when it comes to handicapping these games?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you think about. I don't know, Sammy, if you feel differently.
Well, judging by the 3 of you guys, why should Michigan even show up and play? They're not going to score.
Here we
Michigan
go.
is still favored. This is Harbaugh's best defense, the best quarterback he's had in Michigan. He's got 2 good running backs. Roman Wilson's back. And also, I see all these splits. Not that betting splits matter at DraftKings or FanDuel, but 85% of the bets on Alabama, yet the line's moving the other way. Just be careful with thinking that this is a traditional Alabama team, because it's not.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.